Hey everybody, Thomas Joseph here with another kitchen conundrum. Now, fettuccine Alfredo can easily turn out thick and pasty instead of rich and smooth. And today I'm going to share with you a foolproof method in making a super wonderful, velvety Alfredo sauce that's perfect for any type of pasta. Although Alfredo sauce can go with a wide variety of different shapes of pasta, today I'm using a classic, I think, here in the United States, and that is fettuccine. So I have 3/4 of a pound of fettuccine, and I'm going to boil this in a pot of heavily salted water. So you want to make sure you have a good amount of water, and you want to use a decent quantity of salt so that the salt actually flavors the pasta, and in the end your pasta dish will be that much more enjoyable. So pasta in, and depending on the brand you buy, the type of pasta you're making, this will take anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes. Now give it a good stir once it goes in the water, and while the pasta is boiling, I'm gonna make the Alfredo sauce. So this is a really super simple recipe, and it's actually, I'm gonna say it's an adaptation of the original. Now, it is said that the original Alfredo sauce was created in Italy, and it was two things. It was butter and Parmesan, and that's it. But I'll say that Alfredo sauce has really picked up popularity in the United States. It's not something you really see in Italy. And it's typically creamier than the original version. So it usually has cream in it. There are some variations that include egg yolks and garlic. And so today I'm making kind of a hybrid version, but a version that I think is very popular here in the United States. So I have a wide skillet here, and I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Now, since there are very few ingredients in an Alfredo sauce, you wanna make sure that you're using good quality ingredients. So if you can find a European style butter, I would use that here. Something that has really great flavor to it. So I'm gonna melt that over medium heat. And to the butter, I'm going to add a clove of garlic that's been finely minced. Now, this again is an ingredient that has been added to the original recipe. But again, I think it's what people typically think of when they have an Alfredo sauce. It's something that is garlicky, but also really super creamy and rich. So melt the butter, allow the garlic to really infuse the butter with its flavor. You don't want to pick up any color here, so make sure you're on a nice low heat, a nice moderate heat, and you're just cooking the garlic until it smells nice and sweet. You don't want anything that's brown or burnt, because that will give off kind of an acrid flavor to it. So the garlic here is really nice and fragrant, and our butter is bubbling up. And this is the time now where I want to add a cup of heavy cream. Now, like I said before, this wasn't included in the original version, but many chefs have adopted the use of heavy cream in Alfredo for a few reasons. One, it helps once it gets kind of mixed in with the butter here, and we're going to bubble this down and simmer it and reduce it down to something really nice. It helps the sauce to keep nice and cohesive. If you use just butter and cheese, sometimes what happens is with a higher temperature, it actually splits and separates, and you get something that's pretty greasy in the end. But this cream, once it cooks down, and this will take about 5 to 6 minutes, will give you something that's really velvety and cohesive. All right, so it's been a few minutes. Our sauce has reduced down, it's nice and velvety. There's almost a little bit of a trail that is left behind in the pan, if you could see this. And that's when you know it's ready. So I'm gonna pull it off the heat. Let me just put it on a hot pad. And now I'm gonna add the cheese. Now you wanna add the cheese, and this is just finely grated Parmesan cheese, off the heat, because oftentimes what will happen if you add this on direct heat, the cheese will actually separate. There's not a lot of moisture in Parmesan cheese because it's an aged cheese, so it has a tendency to break if it's exposed to high heat. So stir this in. I'm gonna fish out my fettuccine, which is really nicely cooked. It's a little al dente, a little bit of a bite to it, which is what you want. And now give this a stir, a gentle stir off the heat. Look at how rich and creamy this is. It smells so wonderful. You can season it up with a little bit of salt. If you liked pepper, you could add that as well, but I think I'm gonna leave the pepper out. If you wanted a little bit of spice, I think adding a little bit of red pepper flakes would be really fantastic here. And if you wanted to take this to the next level, you could even grate some lemon zest right into this while it's still warm, and it will be really nice and lemony, but also rich and delicious. Now, this can be served up with so many different things, or you could leave it just by itself. How about some grilled chicken or some sauteed shrimp? That would be really fantastic with this fettuccine, but there's no excuse. You don't have to go out to a restaurant to get this amazing fettuccine Alfredo. You can make it at home in less than 10 minutes, to be quite honest. Give it a little bit of a sprinkling of extra cheese, and there you go. A kitchen conundrum solved in under 10 minutes. Now, as always, if you have any kitchen conundrums, reach out to us using the hashtag kitchen conundrums. We love to hear from you. Enjoy. And as always, guys, click like and subscribe.